The late 19th century marked a period of profound change in the United States. This era, dubbed the Gilded Age, witnessed the nation's transformation from an agrarian society to an industrial powerhouse. The Civil War's end unleashed a wave of innovation and economic expansion. Railroads crisscrossed the continent, connecting distant markets. Factories hummed with activity. Cities swelled with population seeking opportunity. This period, however, was not without its complexities. Beneath the gleaming surface of progress lay stark social and economic disparities. The Gilded Age was a time of both immense wealth and abject poverty. It was an era of robber barons and labor unrest. It was a time of rapid urbanization and environmental degradation. This period, from roughly the 1870s to the turn of the century, laid the foundation for modern America. It was a time of contradictions and consequences that continue to shape the nation today. The Gilded Age earned its name from Mark Twain's satirical novel. The title, The Gilded Age, A Tale of Today, highlighted the era's deceptive glamour. Beneath a thin veneer of gold lay social problems and corruption. This period exposed the growing chasm between the haves and the have-nots. It also witnessed the rise of powerful monopolies that controlled entire industries. These titans of industry amassed fortunes, often at the expense of their workers. Despite its challenges, the Gilded Age was a period of remarkable progress. It was a testament to American ingenuity and entrepreneurial spirit. This era laid the groundwork for the 20th century. It set the stage for the United States to emerge as a global superpower. Understanding this complex and transformative period is crucial to understanding the America we know today. The Gilded Age witnessed the emergence of colossal businesses and the rise of powerful industrialists. These figures, often referred to as captains of industry or robber barons, reshaped the American economy. They built empires in steel, oil, railroads, and finance. Their names, like Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, and J.P. Morgan, became synonymous with both incredible wealth and ruthless business practices. Andrew Carnegie, a Scottish immigrant, embodied the rags-to-riches story of the Gilded Age. He rose from poverty to become the king of steel. His company, Carnegie Steel, dominated the industry. It revolutionized steel production through innovative techniques like the Bessemer process. Carnegie ultimately sold his company to J.P. Morgan, creating the behemoth U.S. Steel, the world's first billion-dollar corporation. Carnegie, a staunch advocate of philanthropy, believed in using his fortune for social good. He donated generously to libraries, universities, and other causes. John D. Rockefeller, another towering figure of the Gilded Age, made his fortune in oil. His company, Standard Oil, employed ruthless tactics to control nearly 90% of the U.S. oil industry. Rockefeller, a master of horizontal integration, bought out his competitors. He also formed trusts to circumvent antitrust laws. Despite his controversial business practices, Rockefeller was also a philanthropist. He donated millions to education, medicine, and religious institutions. J.P. Morgan, a powerful financier, played a pivotal role in shaping American industry. He financed railroads, consolidated companies, and acted as a lender of last resort during financial panics. Morgan's influence extended beyond Wall Street. He was a patron of the arts and a collector of rare books and manuscripts. These titans of industry left an indelible mark on the American landscape. Their actions shaped the nation's economic destiny and continue to be debated by historians today. The Gilded Age was an era of unprecedented technological innovation. New inventions transformed the way Americans lived, worked, and communicated. The period witnessed a flurry of groundbreaking discoveries and inventions that revolutionized industry, transportation, and daily life. These advancements had a profound impact on American society, propelling the nation into the modern age. One of the most significant innovations of the era was the Bessemer process. This process made steel production faster, cheaper, and more efficient. It paved the way for the construction of skyscrapers, bridges, and railroads. The expansion of the railroads was itself a technological marvel. Railroads connected the vast distances of the United States, facilitating trade, communication, and westward expansion. The iconic Transcontinental Railroad, completed in 1869, symbolized the nation's ambition and technological prowess. The Gilded Age also witnessed breakthroughs in communication technology. The telegraph, invented by Samuel Morse in 1844, allowed for near instantaneous communication across long distances. This revolutionized news gathering and business transactions. Alexander Graham Bell's invention of the telephone in 1876 further transformed communication. It allowed people to speak directly to one another, regardless of distance. The telephone quickly became an indispensable tool for businesses and households alike. Another transformative technology was electricity. Thomas Edison's invention of the incandescent light bulb in 1879 brought light to homes and streets. It ushered in a new era of electric power. Electric streetcars replaced horse-drawn carriages, transforming urban transportation. Factories began to rely on electric machinery, increasing productivity and efficiency. These technological innovations had a profound impact on American society. They created new industries, generated jobs, and improved the standard of living for many. However, these advancements also contributed to the growing gap between the rich and the poor, as the benefits of technology were not evenly distributed. Labor's struggle in the shadow of industry. Industrialists amassed fortunes while workers faced harsh realities. The Gilded Age highlighted the stark contrast between the wealthy elite and laborers. Workers endured long hours, low wages, and dangerous conditions. Profit often overshadowed worker safety. Factories, mines, and mills were hazardous. Industrial accidents were common with little safety protection. Labor unions rose to fight for better treatment. Unions like the Knights of Labor and the American Federation of Labor emerged. They faced fierce opposition from powerful industrialists. The Great Railroad Strike of 1877 highlighted tensions between labor and capital. Section 5, A Nation Divided: Wealth, Poverty, and the Specter of Inequality. The Gilded Age was a time of stark economic disparities. While industrialists and financiers accumulated vast fortunes, a significant portion of the population lived in poverty. The gap between the rich and the poor widened dramatically. This period witnessed the rise of extravagant displays of wealth alongside widespread destitution. The contrast between these two extremes fueled social unrest and led to growing criticism of the capitalist system. The rise of monopolies and trusts further exacerbated economic inequality. These powerful entities controlled entire industries, stifling competition and dictating prices. Small businesses struggled to compete, and consumers faced limited choices and inflated costs. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a few fueled resentment and a sense of injustice among the working class. Social reformers and critics of capitalism emerged, challenging the laissez-faire economic policies of the era. They argued that the government had a responsibility to regulate big business, protect workers' rights, and address the growing gap between the rich and the poor. Thinkers like Henry George, author of Progress and Poverty, and Edward Bellamy, author of Looking Backward, offered utopian visions of a more equitable society. The plight of the urban poor became increasingly visible during the Gilded Age. Cities swelled with immigrants and migrants, seeking work in factories and mills. Many lived in overcrowded tenements lacking basic sanitation and hygiene. Poverty, disease, and crime flourished in these slums, highlighting the dark underbelly of industrial progress. Section 6, Cities of Hope and Hardship: The Rise of Urban America. The Gilded Age witnessed a dramatic shift in the American population. Millions of people, both immigrants from Europe and migrants from rural areas, flocked to cities in search of economic opportunity. Cities like New York, Chicago, and Pittsburgh experienced explosive growth. This rapid urbanization transformed the social and physical landscape of the nation, creating both challenges and opportunities. The influx of immigrants brought a rich diversity of cultures and traditions to American cities. However, it also led to tensions and discrimination. Immigrants often faced prejudice, poverty, and exploitation. They competed with native-born workers for jobs and housing. The Gilded Age witnessed the rise of nativist sentiments and anti-immigration movements. Cities struggled to accommodate their rapidly growing populations. Overcrowding, inadequate housing, and poor sanitation led to public health crises. Disease spread quickly in these unsanitary conditions. Cities grappled with providing essential services such as clean water, sewage systems, and garbage collection. Despite the challenges, cities offered opportunities for advancement and a better life. Factories and mills provided jobs, albeit often dangerous and low-paying. Cities also offered educational and cultural opportunities. The Gilded Age witnessed the growth of museums, libraries, theatres, and department stores. This era marked the emergence of a distinct urban culture with its own rhythms, opportunities, and challenges.